How's it going, you guys? It's been a week. It's been a very long week, and still feeling a little defeated. That's right, though. I was able to get out a few videos for you guys. It wasn't a whole lot of videos. I'm glad I was able to record them. So if you don't know what happened, our dog Wesley, he passed away, and it has been hard. It's been really hard. I've never dealt with the death of an animal before, and it's very different than the death of a human. Yeah, so it was a rough week. If you missed that post, I had posted it in the community tab, and the only way to see the community tab is if you guys are subscribed. So there were so many of you guys that had reached out to us, and so many of you guys that had sent cards and things and all of the things, and I just want to say I really appreciate you guys. It was hard for us. That's okay. We've got him buried in the yard. We've got him buried in one of the sunniest spots in the yard, and that's where he always liked to lay, was in the sunniest spot. We're gonna jump into this because I am going to just cry if I talk about it. We did 4 videos this last week, and I'm really happy that I was able to get them out. I kind of needed the distraction. It was a lot. So we got it all done. We did the Q&A. We did 7 annuals I'll be on the lookout for, which I'm really excited about. That's a lot of plants that I'm really hoping to be able to find this year. Antique shopping, and then the sidewalk removal. So all really, really good videos. And I got all of those filmed before Wesley had passed away, and then I needed some time to edit them. So let's just get into it. I've got all the questions here. First question from last week was on the Q&A, and that was from Cindy, and she had said, who won the giveaway? The person who had won the giveaway, let me pull a photo. Her name is Bridget. She actually sent me an email with her garden, and it's really, really pretty. I'm happy it's going to somebody who's totally going to use it. I use an app when I pick winners called pickawinner.co, and it just picks a winner from the YouTube comments. That way it doesn't have to feel like it's my responsibility to pick anybody. And so she had won. The next question on that video is from Marlene, and she had said, are there any other plants that you recommend to defoliate? I don't defoliate anything else in the garden. Roses are kind of the only one, and that's really for like the higher zones. I don't know if there's anything else that really needs to be defoliated. I think pretty much everything else naturally just drops its leaves. The next question on that video was from Julie, and she had said, hi Robbie, would you consider doing a video about your cute little zebra finches? I've had these birds before and would love to see a video about yours and how you take care of them. Yeah, I could definitely do a video about them. They're super easy to take care of. They're so low maintenance. They're one of like the easiest birds out there. I mean, chickens are terrible. These little zebra finch are so cute, and they're so easy to care for. It's really just like they put feed out there, and because we don't get too cold here, they can stay outside all year round. If we were somewhere that got like snow and stuff, I probably wouldn't leave them outside year round. But we don't get that cold. I mean, like today is pretty warm, and the other day it was 70 degrees almost. So I'll definitely do a video though, like with more in depth of like our aviary and how we care for them and like the feed and all of the things, because they are a lot of fun. The next question on that video is from Bearbell. I think that's how you say it. And they had said, what was the name of the seed starting company? It is Bootstrap Farmer. They're amazing, high quality stuff. And they're working on restocking everything. You guys have like sold out of almost everything except for I think 2 of their kits that they have, which is the like 1010 starter kit, and then one's like a classroom bundle. I think I'm gonna link both of those kits in the description down below, because those would both be amazing for like home gardeners. Last question on that video was from Jennifer, and she had said, good morning, I love the meandering idea, little hidden surprises around a path. That is, I think, what this property is calling for, so that's what we're definitely gonna go for. What is the Kelvin on your shop lights? Thanks for another great Q&A. So you need to have a certain Kelvin, and you need to have a certain number of lumens for your lights to be able to be sufficient enough to be grow lights. So the ones that we have the Burana T5 LED lights, so they stay cool and they don't use a whole lot of power, and they are 2200 lumen and 6500 Kelvin. And then I looked it up, and the minimum that you need is 1750 lumens and 4000 Kelvin for your lights. That is the minimum that you need. So these ones, they like totally surpass that. And these ones, you can get them in bright white. You can also get them in a daytime glow. We have them in the bright white. I don't know why. I usually like the like daytime light color, so I don't know why I didn't buy them. And at the time of filming this, they're on sale for 62 bucks. Normally they're 75 in the bright white and they're 65 in the daytime glow. They have been amazing. We have 2 per row on our baker's like rack that we have. I would probably, I should bump it up to 3. 2 is okay. 3 would make it so that like some of my seedlings on the outside, they kind of like stretch and they kind of lean in a little bit. So if I had a 3rd one, that would totally solve that problem, but 2 is totally fine. And I really think that like this is the best deal that I've found on these. We have the ones that are 4 feet, and I've seen people list grow lights, and because they specifically say grow lights, they'll charge you, 2 to 3 times the price of what lights should cost. So we bought the shop lights just with the high enough Kelvin and lumens. You save a lot of money, because otherwise it could be, hundreds of dollars to buy the grow lights specifically. So the Barana LED T5 lights, hands down, amazing grow lights. If you're wanting to get into it and not spend a ton of money, it's an 8-pack. So I mean, that's kind of a lot. So, I mean, like I said, we have 2 per shelf. I think I bought 1 pack of these. It's been 2 years now, and no problems. I would definitely buy these again over and over if I needed to. I mean, great price for those. Correction, we have 3 per shelf now. Brent added a 3rd one when I was complaining about having 2 on there. So, definitely do the 3 though, because I've seen big improvements with having 3 per shelf. It just kind of gives you the best vibe. I guess we bought 2 packs because we have them on every single shelf. So, still worth it. Okay, next video was the 7 annuals I'll be on the lookout for, and I am going to look hard for them. I don't think I want to buy online. I'm going to try to find them locally at like Wintour Gardens, because Wintour carries a ton of these plants. And then if I can't find them very early this growing season, then I will consider ordering them online. I hate buying plants online. I'm somebody who needs instant gratification. And when the money leaves my bank account and I don't have the plants in hand, I just feel like I just spent money on nothing. But then when they show up, it feels like I got them for free because I didn't spend any money and now they're in my hands. So it's kind of a trade-off, but I don't like seeing the money leave my account and not have the plants. Okay, let's just jump into the questions though. First question was from Darlene, and she had said, "Coleus are so easy to propagate. Have you tried growing them?" So I have not done the Wicked Witch from cuttings, because technically they're patented and it is against the law to like take cuttings from them and grow your own. These brands aren't going to go after, the small home gardener that does 1 or 2 of them. They're trying to get it so that growers don't take a ton of cuttings and, steal their plant. These plants, they take years and years and years for these like companies to create. And so the patent is the way for them to be able to make their money back on how many years it took for them to create this one plant. I mean, they will have thousands of plants that they trial and then they'll keep 1. So there's a lot that goes into it. And at first when I started getting into it, I was like, patent, that's so stupid. How can you own a plant? And now that I've done a little more research on it, I kind of understand it and totally get into it. So the Wicked Witch, I've never propagated that one, but I do propagate some of the other ones that are not like patented. So like the Wasabi one, I do take cuttings of that one and I grow that one. We have 9 cuttings right now from that one, 9 that I've already propagated. And I think I'm going to try to take some more cuttings on that one because they propagate so easy. You can either just take cuttings and put them in the soil, or you can put them in water, wait till you see roots, and then put them in the soil. Coleus are one of my favorite to propagate, super easy, but none of the proven winners ones I've ever done. I wouldn't feel too right about that, especially trying to promote that on a video to thousands of people. It wouldn't make me feel very good. And the next question on that video was from a friend, and they had said, "I love the background. Would you be able to tell us the trees behind you? Is it lemon or Monterey cypress?" These ones right here, these are emerald green arborvitae. They've been planted for a couple years now, and honestly, I think I'm gonna pull them. They go up to a zone 8. They really struggle here. They need so much water. They are so incredibly water hungry. These three right here look super beautiful. I have a couple other ones and they do not look super beautiful. They're a little crispy. I did plant them a little close to the fence. They're really pretty. I do love them. I wish that they were doing better because I would love to have a wall of them. They have grown so slow. They're on year 4 at this point. They're growing slow and they just are like so water hungry, and then like the insides of them are brown, so I probably wouldn't grow them again. I'm talking about removing them, and even Brent's on board with it, and I think we're talking about putting in hop seed bushes because they grow super fast and they're really pretty and they're an evergreen in our area. We have one and we really love it. These are the cypress though. If you want to grow them, I would grow them in an area that you have like good circulation around them, and just know that you have to give them like a ton of water. Like we have drip lines run to them, and then we had to run a second line, and they have individual emitters. Like these things water hogs. They take up so much water. So that's just something to think about. They are really, really pretty though. Like the way that they kind of like shine like that, like the new growth is really pretty. The next question on that video was from Jen, and she had said, do you deadhead the bubblegum to keep blooms coming? I have never deadheaded a Supertunia. They do a thing called what's burying their dead, and so they'll push blooms and then they push new blooms on top of that as these ones die, and so it just kind of like continues to hide the dead blooms, and you don't ever see them. The bubblegum produces so many and it drops their dead blooms and it just kind of like buries them as they drop. So you don't have to deadhead the Supertunias. They just do a really great job at being nothing but like a blanket of color. The next question on that video is from Leah, and she had said, my question for others in zone 9 and above, are you pulling your Supertunias? Mine are still blooming from last year. I just heavily trimmed, but wondering if I should just pull. Don't pull them. We still have Supertunia Vista Silverberries. They're not blooming, but they are green and they're still alive. I'm not gonna pull them. I'm gonna leave them in the garden. So I've done that before. I've overwintered bubblegum before, and after like the second year I really see kind of like a decline in them, and then I will pull them for sure the second year. But in zone 9, I mean, they come back. So if it's coming back for you and it's still blooming, I would leave it, but you will see a decline by like the end of the second year. So if you're wanting to start fresh, I would start fresh, but next question on that video was from Stacy, and she had said, hi Robbie, hey, can you show me where you're putting your shade-loving annuals in your garden, and really how much sun can touch them? I get really confused when I read labels saying shade to part sun. Thanks, Newbie Garden from Philly. Okay, so when it says shade to part sun, I mean, we're in California and the sun here is hot, and so I try to take it with like a slight grain of salt, and I consider it a shade plant, but not deep shade. I wouldn't plant it somewhere where like you walk in and it's like a full forest canopy. Anything that's like that, I try to put somewhere where if it's going to get any sun, it's only getting sun in the morning time. If it gets hit with that afternoon sun, it's probably gonna burn and wilt and not be very happy. So shade to part sun, I try putting it somewhere where it gets a little bit more shade. Those plant labels are really, really confusing because I've seen other things that I know are full sun that say shade to part sun. And so it doesn't help. I would say if you are confused about a specific plant, just look up that very specific plant and then see what other people are doing, because that's going to give you kind of like your best answer on that. I mean, you can see things like the Supertunia Vista bubblegum right here on Proven Winners website. It says part sun to sun. I really would give that thing as much sun as possible, and I would not put it somewhere where it gets any shade at all. So when it says like part sun, I'm going to assume, because it's a petunia, that it needs like, if it's getting any shade, it's going to need it like only in the morning time, and like maybe for a very small window of time. These plant tags sometimes get a little confusing because they're trying to keep it safe for everyone, where you have to look at where you're at also and think about those things. So it does get confusing, but I mean, honestly, like, as you continue to grow in your garden and learn your microclimates, you'll learn what can handle certain things where. And just remember, they're just plants. They can be moved. I've got a whole bunch of things I'm moving this year because I planted them in the wrong spot. So, I mean, I planted the hydrangea in full sun. What was I thinking? The next video that we did was antique shopping. First question on that video was from Fabric and Flowers, and they had said, you were cracking me up with all the creepy head sculptures today. There were so many of them. Did you find out what that round base thing you bought was? It's called a pansy ring. I still didn't know what it was. I tried Googling it, couldn't figure it out, and then quite a few guys actually commented on the video telling me what it was, and I looked it up. I found the exact same one. I got a killer deal on mine. Mine was, I think it was like $6 because it was 40% off, and then it was, I keep seeing it on Etsy, and it's going for like $20 to $30. So basically it was free if we do math. And so Pansy ring, I'm going to try it out. I think I don't really have too many pansies blooming, but I still want to try it out. And then I'll just use it for like smaller flowers. That's basically what it's for, is for like smaller, softer flowers, to just put them in a little ring. And I've seen a few of them online. That one of them was like a 9-piece set. And so there was like the end pieces and there were long pieces. So you would do like the whole center of your table. It looked really cool. So they come in all different like shapes and sizes too. So it's called a pansy ring. We learned something new. And then the last thing that I pulled from that was from Beth, and there were so many of you guys that said the exact same thing. Beth had said, use rub and buff and gold on the frame. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Rub and buff is amazing stuff. I haven't used it in probably like 5 or 6 years. We used to have some when we lived in our old house in Chico, and I don't quite know what happened to it. So I'm gonna order some more rub and buff. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's this like cream stuff, and it comes in like silver, gold, and like an antique brass color. I don't know if there's other colors, but those are the ones that I used to have. And you rub it on the product, and then you like use a dishcloth or something like that, and you kind of like buff it out, and it like transforms it into looking like it was like gold leafed or silver leafed or things like that. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do that with that gold picture frame because it's really, really pretty. And the very last video that we did for the week was concrete removal. Oh, that was quite the project. Luckily, I didn't feel too sore after that. And then a lot of you guys noticed that Wesley was in the background of that video. So like I had said, these are all videos that they were filmed prior to him passing. So he was in that video. It was a little hard for me to edit that one, but it was still good. It was a good week. I'm glad the sidewalk is done, partially. I still have to lift up all the bricks. And it was full of water because we had torrential downpour. First question on that video was from Dorothy, and she had said, hi Robbie. And she had said, hi Robbie, have you considered a jackhammer? Yes, the budget as of right now for all projects is about $0. So it has been a very expensive 45 days. We did we went to Texas, and then so we did Christmas out there, and then it was Christmas, and then we did siding on the front of our house and on the back of our house, and we did the tree removal. So we're gonna try to do this as cheap as possible because it has been a very expensive like month and a half, and so we're gonna try to not spend money that we don't need to spend. So that's why I didn't want to also spend $1,000 on a dumpster. So I will probably need a jackhammer when we do the like patio, which is where I'm sitting right now, and when we do like the rest of it. But for now, this little sidewalk, I think that was totally fine. But a jackhammer would have been so much easier. Next question on the video was from Olive Garden Puppy, and they had said, you were hilarious. If I had lived there, I would have helped you. Is there a way that you could have moved the stones whole? It seems like that would be easier. It was that's all one solid piece of concrete. It was poured in place, and then it had a little, they were supposed to look like, it's called an expansion joint, so that way as like the concrete settles, it doesn't crack in the middle of the concrete. It has a spot for the concrete to crack to like try to keep it looking seamless almost. But nope, it's all one solid piece of concrete. There was no like real breaks in it at all. It was, I would have moved it if it was individual pieces, but they just poured it directly like on the ground, one solid piece, teeny tiny walkway. Next question on that video was from Rao, and they had said, you hate the heat, but you live in quite a hot climate. What's the matter? Yeah, look, I was born in this area. I didn't choose to live here. I would not live here. Okay, if I could live anywhere, I would live on the coast where the high is 70 degrees. I would not live here where the high is like 115 degrees. I would live Fort Bragg area, coastline, but a trailer in like a mobile home lot is like $350,000. And you don't even own the land. You own the trailer. And that's like a 1970s trailer. We've looked. I cannot afford it. So we're stuck here in this little town for now. Eventually, I will be living on the coast where it's cool, because I hate the heat. We did almost move to Maine, and then I realized it's really cold there. I like a very tiny temperature range. I like 60 to like 70 degrees, maybe 55. That's my range. That's where I want to live. Next question on that video is from Carla, and she had said, holy smokes, how many hours did this take? I had no idea the camera speed could go that fast. You did it. Your vision is coming to life. Oh, okay, so that took hours. That took me like all day to do that project. The camera was sped up to times 20. So what you guys saw was like 20 times faster than how long it actually took to happen. Anything that was sped up. So it was very fast. Usually when I speed things up, I speed it up either times 4 or times 8. And I sped it up to like times 8, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so slow. And so I sped it up to times 20, and it felt like it was moving at like a speed that would have been really nice. So times 20, this took me all day, but I did take like a break in the middle of it, and I think I got out a little bit later, so it probably took me like 5.5 hours to do that. And I also had to try to figure out how am I going to keep removing concrete interesting, because that's not an interesting topic. And so I had to figure out a way to make it so it was actually interesting. Last question on that video was from Mavis, and she had said, sorry Robbie, but I couldn't help but laugh when you said you were too old for that. I'm 73 with a hip replacement 2 years ago, having to sit on a stool to do weeding. I work a little, the rest few minutes, and then back at it. Have you thought about renting a small trailer? Okay, look, I'm old in my heart. I like sitting. I was not cut out for manual labor. We are looking to see if we can like buy an old junky trailer, one that we can just destroy, because we have a lot of projects to do. I have a ton more concrete to remove, and so I think by the time I've rented one multiple times, I'll end up spending $1,000 over the like rental fee. And so I think I'm gonna try to see, I'm searching Marketplace actively to see if there's one like $1,000 ish, but in California they're so expensive. And so I'm gonna see if I can find one that I can buy, then we'll have it, which will be nice to be able to like pick up big pieces of lumber. You guys know we need to finish the fence, to remove the concrete, like go pick up soil loads. I'm gonna have to get gravel delivered, and so it would just be nice to have one. So I think I'm gonna try to find something instead of renting a trailer. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, because I do need to just get it done. So if I can't find anything, I'm just gonna rent one from like Home Depot, and I will remove the concrete, and then I will go pick up gravel, and I will just do it all super fast. So that is going to be it for this week's questions, and we'll see what this next week holds. I'll keep you guys updated in the community tab. If you don't know how to find that, just go to my profile on YouTube, and then there's a whole little section that says community, and you guys will be able to get updates. If you're not subscribed, you'll have to go check that. If you are subscribed, you guys should see that in your feed. So maybe subscribe to my channel. It does help me. But we'll see if I get every video posted this week. We're still moving pretty slow. It's hit us pretty hard with him being gone, and so I'm gonna try to get all the videos out, because Brent and I kind of need the distraction. So he's been working, I've been working, and then doing this just to like stay a bit distracted, because otherwise we just sit and think, and it's a little rough. So I'm gonna go inside now. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed the videos that went out this week. They were pretty good ones. I had fun filming them. So I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.